We have already lost so many species under man-made and natural influences. The richness of our food palette is becoming restricted. We need natural variation in our food and plants in order to select the ones that are more heat or drought tolerant or disease resistant, and so on. Hi, I'm Shubi. I run a research and design space called Material Library of India. I'm currently based in New Delhi, India. With the help of this video, I'm attempting to demonstrate how can you preserve 7 different types of seeds. This allows you to understand that not every plant carries its seeds in the fruit. Seeds are also found in cones, pods, or in ovaries of flowers or in fruits. Here are some Indian blueberries, which are also known as jamun in India. While choosing to save seeds from fruits, it is important to always pick the fruits which are over-ripened. This helps to easily separate the pulp from the seed. And seeds are also mature enough to be dried and stored. In case you don't allow them to dry completely, they can go bad. Seed preservation is quite similar for the fruits which hold the seed within them. Even for the smallest of the fruits, we have to separate the pulp and seed without damaging the seed. Seed preservation in today's time is essential not only to save the remaining biodiversity in our food palette, but also to take charge of our food security in our near future. This is silk cotton. The good thing about these are they grow on trees and not on fields like regular cotton, which makes it less taxing to the environment, obviously. The seed of these can be found inside the pods of cotton once they have completely dried on trees itself and are ready to be harvested. While storing your seeds, you can add a couple of dried leaves of any herb like oregano, bay leaves, or eucalyptus leaves. Basically anything which has a strong aroma and essential oil to it in the bottle, and it helps to keep the bugs away from your seeds naturally. Next is Loofah. This comes from bottle gourd family. Distinguishing thing here is that you can eat the bottle gourd in its fruit form, but in order to collect the seed, you have to let it mature and dry on the plant. This is when your loofah is ready. Now you can take the seeds out of the loofah. While collecting the seeds, we can always collect the regular ones and remove the dark and flat ones. These are henna seeds. Henna is used for making temporary tattoo art. In this plant, we actually use the leaves to make the henna, but the seeds happen in the pods of the plant. You can see the green pods here versus the brown dried pods. These brown ones are actually holding the seeds. They can be crushed gently and seeds can be collected. Basil is most commonly used ingredient in our fourth palette and is very similar to henna plant. We consume the leaves of the plant, but if we want the seeds, we have to wait for the plant to flower and then fully mature to eventually dry on the plant. Once the flowers are dry, we can either store them as is or we can remove the tiny seeds by crushing the flowers very gently, and now these tiny seeds can be stored. Last one here is corn, which is pretty simple one. Here the main fruit itself becomes the seed. So you just have to take the mature corns and dry them fully, which can take approximately 60 to 90 days. The best way to do this is by hanging them in a safe place from rodents, and once they're completely dry, you can remove the kernels from the cob and then store them. Seed can be preserved for at least 2 to 3 years. Key thing about keeping your seeds safe is to keep them in cold and moisture-free area. You can store them in paper bags or glass bottles. While storing your seeds, it's important to mark them with the name, date, and region. This allows you not only to remember the season in which they grow, but also to familiarize yourself with a large variety of seeds.